Hello and welcome back to Gate of Theories. Netflix last week released a new German dystopian series, Tribes of Europa. It's like the Hunger Games met Game of Thrones with a bit of the 100 thrown in and revolution. So today I'm going to give you my thoughts on the show, explain the ending and give you some theories for season 2, because this is, after all, a theory channel. So let's get into this video. Oh, if you haven't seen Tribes of Europa, I recommend watching that first, then this, because there is going to be a lot of spoilers. Anyway, enjoy the video. I went into watching Tribes of Europa not really knowing what to expect, but I am generally a fan of dystopians, and oh boy did this show not let me down. Wowza! I loved it and I'm annoyed that it was left on such a cliffhanger. I want to know what happened ASAP. Anyway, the show itself has built this sort of beautiful dystopian world that has occurred due to a technology blackout, very much like what happens in the TV show Revolution. Most of the show focuses on what life is now like in Germany, with the show setting up an imminent war between the two big tribes, the Crimson and the Crows. The show, however, follows the story of three Origine siblings, Keanu, Liv and Elja. The show follows them after they are split up after the Crows attack the Origines' home after they shoot down an Atlantean ship nearby. Keanu by far has it the roughest as he is captured by the Crows after the attack. From there he becomes a slave in the Volk factory before snitching, which leads him to become one of Lord Varvara's Lubovnik. The word Lubovnik means lover, so Keanu is basically Lord Varvara's sex slave. While there, he earns favour with Lord Varvara by actually breaking the rules and not really conforming, and earns himself a botch. A botch if one would grant Keanu his freedom and he would become a crow. However, Keanu's botch isn't as it seems, as he has to face his father. His father eventually ends up dying in the botch and Keanu becomes a crow, known as a bossy called Tarok. Moving on to Liv. Liv somehow wakes up okayish after being stabbed and thrown and presumed dead by the crows. Liv ends up capturing a crow with the help of the Crimsons. She is then treated by the Crimsons and makes a deal with them to try and get back her family. Blah blah blah. Liv gets the info out of the crow and they devise a plan before the father, General of the Crimsons, comes to stop their plans. Liv then makes a deal with him that seems to be going well until they are at the edge of Bartok, where David comes back and ambushes them, causing presumably a war in the future. David lets Liv live. Liv then seems to join the Femen at the end of the series. Finally, what about Elja's story? Elja originally finds the Atlantean and the Atlantean trusts him with delivering the cube to the Ark. Elja manages to escape the fight at his home before running into Moses. Moses cons him before returning to save him from a crow death. Moses and Elja travel together, going to different tech people to fix the cube. It leads Elja using the cube to save Moses as Bracca's bar from the crows. After the bar, they follow the cube's route to a lake where all hope seems lost, and Elja, out of frustration, throws the cube into the lake, which reveals a bigger cube, one that will presumably take them to the Ark. Overall, I thought the story was really good and interesting, and actually very funny at times, especially in Moses and Elja's interactions. The show definitely made you feel things such as the pain Keanu must have felt and the joy Liv must have felt when she tricked the crow. I'm just so hyped for season 2. Please can someone confirm that it's happening? Talking of season 2, let's talk about the ending of season 1. So Keanu has now officially become a crow, which means he is no longer a slave, but does still work for Lord Varvara, just now as a bossy. A bossy is a warrior. Keanu will also be known as Tarok from now on. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how much he invests into the crow life in the next season. Liv, at the end of the season, joins the Femen, who I'm predicting are a women-only tribe. It will be nice to see another tribe in season 2. Maybe we'll see some more tribes such as the Akan tribe or the Black Skulls or the Southern Empire. It will be interesting to see how much Liv gets involved with the Femen and whether she, with the help of the Femen, can reunite her family. Moving on to Elja, who at the end of the season goes aboard an Atlantean ship, presumably on course to the Ark. So in season 2 we should get to know a bit more about the Atlanteans and what they are. Are they even human? Now it's time for some theories. Okay, my first theory is to do with Elja, Keanu and Liv's mother, Chloe. Now, the show doesn't give us much about her other than that she is apparently dead, but no body was found and that she founded the tribe of the Origines. She also had a lot of knowledge about technology. So here's what I'm thinking. Chloe originally was an Atlantean. She ran away from the Atlanteans after finding out what they were experimenting with. Now, we know from the show that the Atlanteans are a very secretive advanced tribe, and a group of people who I predict don't want their secrets being told. So they came after Chloe and caught her years later in the woods, around the Origines. The Atlanteans then took her back to the Ark and home of the Atlanteans, which is why the Origines couldn't find her body. So what's the evidence that Chloe was an Atlantean? Well, she knew an incredible amount about technology for someone who founded a tribe that was against anything technological. Her technological knowledge also seems to be far superior than most people of the other tribes around the Origines, such as the Crimsons and the Crows. To add to the evidence is the fact that the Atlantean hands over the cube to Elja almost like he recognizes him. That's because he probably sees Chloe in Elja, and the Atlantean was bringing news about what Chloe ran away from originally, the Black Swarm. Chloe, as an Atlantean, knows that they caused the technological blackout. I mean, it would make sense if they did, wouldn't it? They are the only tribe with almost alien-like technology, and the rest of the tribes are barely out of the medieval times. But what does the Black Swarm have to do with the blackout, I hear you ask? Well, the Black Swarm was originally made by the Atlanteans as a way to black out the world, leaving them as the only people who could still use technology. And the Black Swarm is an AI. Now, this AI worked perfectly at first and caused chaos, leaving the Atlanteans miles ahead of everyone else. But then, like all tech, they kept developing it. This AI, Chloe saw the danger and ran away to form the Origines in a hidden place, well, as hidden as she could go, to try and avoid this Black Swarm AI that she knew the Atlanteans would lose control of eventually. This is why she also founded the tribe to be technologically free, so her and her people couldn't be the reason for a world-ending event. Connecting to the theory is my second theory, that is, Elja in Series 2 will reunite with his mother. Now, we know from the end of the Series 1 that Elja and Moses go in what I presume is an Atlantean submarine or spaceship. This machine will take them to the Ark. Once at the Ark, Elja will be reunited with his mother. However, this will be him seeing her in jail cell as a reward for bringing back the cube with the recordings of what the Black Swarm has become. My final theory is that Lord Varvara will become the Capitan of the Crows with the help of Kiana. Now, Kiana had it rough throughout Season 1, but was given an almost lifeline by Lord Varvara with the botch. However, what he had to do to get the botch, such as snitching in the Vault Factory to being a Lobovnik for Lord Varvara, would have already taken a lot of him mentally out, and the botch was the last straw, having to kill his father, who he loved very dearly. This will leave Keanu as a shell of a man. Now, we already see in Series 1 the power of Lord Varvara has over Keanu and how she can shape him. With that in mind, Lord Varvara will shape the shell of a man, Keanu, into an absolutely deadly killer, as he is under her control as a crow bossy warrior. Keanu as a bossy will kill the Capitan for Lord Varvara. Now, Lord Varvara, we find out in Series 1, was a slave to the Capitan, and it was him who allowed her to fight in a botch to become a crow. You can see throughout Series 1 her affection towards him and how she wants to please him. It mirrors how Keanu works and feels for Lord Varvara. That doing anything to please them. However, Lord Varvara still knows what she deserves, and you can see her disappointment when she is not made a High Lord even after bringing him an Atlantean ship. Now, we already know that she is a killer, especially in frustration. This frustration will build in her till she can't take it anymore, and she will then send the deadly warrior Keanu to kill the Capitan. Keanu will kill the Capitan and the Lord Varvara will seize the throne. This could also lead to a foreshadow of Keanu becoming Crow leader the same way. Very much like Star Wars, a Sith apprentice must kill their master. And that's all I've got for today. Do you think any of my theories might happen? Let me know below. Also, let me know your thoughts on the show. If you enjoyed this video at all or found it useful, why not click that like button and share this video on social media. If you're new to the channel, why not hit that subscribe button for more theories, reviews, tier lists, top 10s and much more every Tuesday and Friday, and join us on Sundays for Then and Now Sundays. So you're going to want to click that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed and mint like that, why not also click that bell button so you never miss a new video. I've been Lewis, you've been watching Gate of Theories. Thanks for watching and see you on Sunday for a Then and Now Sunday. Thanks for watching, guys.
I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy.